What is up, everybody? Christian Pearson here of PopCross Studios, except very evidently, today I'm not at PopCross Studios. I'm at my grandparents' cottage for the Canada Day long weekend, but of course, I still gotta get a video done, so I decided I'd do something based off my surroundings. We're in a nice, big open forest, and I'm gonna shoot something out here and make some cool artwork. Basically what I'm thinking is I'm gonna take some shots of around the forest, me in some of them, maybe me not in some of them, maybe me in none of them, I don't know, we'll see. And then I'm going to try and draw some cartoon and monsters and characters into the forest shots. I don't know how this is gonna go, but it's gonna be fun to try it out. So first things first, we gotta go take some shots around the forest. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot a bunch of different videos of me around the forest and spots that I think that I could add some cool stuff in, and then I'm just gonna pick the freeze frames I like so I have more selection. We got some construction going on nearby. I really gotta go inside because I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. Let's go. Now I've taken a whole bunch of freeze frames from the footage and I've got a lot of really fun options. I've got a lot of good ideas kicking around and I think I know which freeze frame I want to start with. This guy right here. Gonna pop a dinosaur right in this corner. Let's get started. So for this first one, I really like the idea of adding a Velociraptor kind of peeking over this mound and getting ready to attack me because I'm there like scared of it, trying to hide a little bit. Oh, by the way, you can see I'm recording the VO back in PopCross Studios. I didn't finish the whole video. You don't need to know that. Anyway, for this one, I really like drawing the dinosaurs. I haven't done a dinosaurs video in a while, if at all. Maybe the Overwatch dinosaurs one was that. Anyway, so I was having fun drawing the dinosaurs, but the reason for this video, it is just kind of a fun idea that I had that I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good challenge. But more than that, this was to kind of practice drawing lighting in a setting. Because for this character to, even though I'm not really going for realism, I'm not trying to make this look like a real raptor, I do want it to kind of feel like it fits into the setting. So part of that is having it interact a little bit with the environment. It's got its claw over the mound of dirt and whatever, but the thing that I really have to focus on to make it feel like it fits is do the coloring and shading in a way where this thing looks like the sunlight that is affecting me and the environment is affecting this dinosaur as well. And for all of these, this was a really fun challenge. I've actually been learning a lot of stuff about coloring and lighting from a YouTube channel called K. Michael Russell. If you want to learn comic style coloring in any regard, I highly recommend going to check out his channel. I didn't actually know he had a YouTube channel until recently. I did his coloring course a few years back, and most of the stuff I know about coloring, I've learned from him. So that's K. Michael Russell. I'll link his thing in the description below. But as you can see, coming up on the end of this one, I did affect the environment a little bit to make the lighting a little bit different, and I also blurred out the background a tiny bit to make the character pop a little bit more, but not in any way that would make it seem unnatural or like this picture couldn't have actually been taken, besides the cartoon dinosaur in it. So let's take a look at how this first one turned out. Now, of course, because I was at the cottage, I couldn't just work on art the whole time, so went and chopped some wood, jumped in the lake to cool off, and then went back to drawing. Now for this next one, I really wanted to add like, I was thinking I was gonna do dinosaurs for all of these, and I mean, this one isn't exactly a dinosaur, kind of fits the theme, but I wanted to put a big snake kind of coming after me. When I looked at this shot, originally I'd planned on having a bunch of raptors chasing me, but I realized the way I'd taken the picture, there was so much space above me that would be wasted if I was just doing dinosaurs kind of around me. So I wanted something bigger chasing me, and then I saw the path. There were kind of two paths behind me, and I was like, oh, it would be a good way to add some depth to the character, make them feel more into the scene if I had like a big long snake tail going back into the path and kind of fading into the background a little bit, hiding behind some like branches and trees a little bit, and I'm really glad I did that. I think I like this one most from the coloring standpoint. I think it turned out really well. I make it kind of like a bright red sort of color, and it doesn't fit so well in the setting because the color is very different different, but the character does pop out a lot more. And this one, I think I did an even better job with the lighting. It feels, from a lighting perspective, like it fits better, because I saw that on the ground, there were kind of some light splotches coming through little, like, breaks and branches from the trees above. And so I decided to pepper a few of those along the snake's back, and I think that helps it fit into the scene a bit better. And then one thing you'll also notice, if you watch my channel a lot, you know that I really like doing rim lighting, and especially on the darker side of the character to make them pop more. But I couldn't do that for this because I'm trying to fit them into this setting, and there would be no reason for them to have that rim lighting. So that was just another thing that made this like a fun challenge. I couldn't just do what I would usually do for coloring and shading. And I'm really glad I'm doing this video. I highly recommend, if you want to get better at coloring and shading and lighting, to try something like this. It was a lot of fun as a challenge. After this, I ended up adding a little bit of comic outlining around myself, just to make it feel like there's a little bit more of an attachment between the snake character and myself, and I think that was a fun touch. So let's take a look at how this one turned out. Now for this next one, we're going back to that sort of mound of dirt that I'd found. I wanted to do different settings for each one, but I just really liked that mound and how I could use it to frame the setting a little bit and have a character interacting with it. And with this last one, I really wanted to do a T-Rex, and I hadn't done one yet, and in terms of framing, this is the only one where a T-Rex really fit. And I kind of liked my running away kind of theme, just like being afraid of this thing, trying to get away. And I really liked the idea of, even though I kind of did this with the raptor holding onto the mound, having the T-Rex's foot sort of lurched onto that mound and it's like about to charge after me. Not that I would have to do much charging, it could probably catch me pretty easily. But anyway, I liked that framing. It took a little bit of work trying to figure out how I was going to do the Rex's foot, and I think it's a little bit awkward looking near the end, but I put enough shadowing on it to make it fit the scene that you can't really notice how his foot's a little bit at an awkward angle. Now this character ends up looking a little bit less detailed than some of the other ones, and that's partially because it's got a lot more mass to it than the other characters. It takes up more space. I probably did as much detail on this guy as the others, but because he's a bigger guy, it looks a little bit less detailed. But I don't think that's necessarily a problem. To sell this, the whole thing is doing the lighting right, and one thing you'll notice that I've done in the other ones and this one is making sure the character is casting a little bit of shadow on the environment itself. And near the end, I end up adding like a little bit of blur between the background and the character to make sure it looks like they fit a bit better, like the camera that took this picture, because the image itself that I took isn't super sharp because it's just freeze frames from footage I was taking. I have to make sure that the character isn't too sharp itself. I mean, I'm not going for realism, but there should still be like a little bit of blend between the environment behind the character and the character themselves. Like even on myself, you can see there's a bit of blur between me and the background. So that's just kind of little tweaks to try and make this feel a little bit more realistic. And again, this was a really fun challenge and was really great for helping me think more about what I'm doing when I'm lighting my characters. And it's fun seeing me get chased around by dinos. So here is the wrap up on the final drawing of the day. Home sweet home. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching another episode of PopCross Studios. I'm Christian Pearson, this is the Nerdiest Art channel on YouTube. A reminder to everyone, if you're a new subscriber here, I do a monthly community redraw episode. This past month's right here. If you want to see your characters redrawn on this channel, the theme of this month is Spider Sonas. You can submit your stuff to the Discord in the Characters for Pop channel, linked below, or you can send stuff to popcrossanimations@gmail.com, and you could potentially see your art redrawn on here by me. Thanks for watching. Oh, reminder to everybody, go check out K. Michael Russell's YouTube channel. I'll link that below as well if you want to get good at coloring. He is incredible. He's a great teacher, lots of fun, so many good tips. He's got paid classes, but he also does lots of free stuff on YouTube. So good, can't recommend it enough. Alright everybody, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.